Okay, recording has started. Okay, welcome everybody. We have with us today Julia Moon from the LEAP program at CCBC. She's here today to give us some information about the program, which personally is one of my favorites, especially for students with disabilities because so many supports are offered. My name is Cindy Sabo. I'm a transition facilitator for Baltimore County Public Schools, and I also have Jackie Mello here. She's another transition facilitator. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions for Julia, you can either save it till the end if you can remember what it is, or if you feel like it's a burning question that you need to ask as she's giving the presentation. She said she's fine with you asking right then and there. Okay, thank you for joining. Go ahead, Julia.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I hope you're all having a good afternoon and early evening. My name is Julia Moon. I work for the CCBC LEAP program. I have been with LEAP for about 7 years now, almost maybe 8, might be almost 8 years now. And I am the administrator of outreach and intake for the LEAP program. So I'm the first point of contact usually when students call in or email to inquire about the program. I go over all the eligibility requirements, the trainings we offer, make sure the students are eligible, help them decide what training they might be interested in. Then I will invite them to an enrollment session to meet with me, and we'll get the enrollment process started. Um, my name's usually on all of the marketing material that's out there, the website, our Instagram, our flyers, our flexi catalogs that go out to everyone in the county. Every so often, I think about 4 times a year, people will receive them. We usually have an ad in there. So if anyone has any questions after today, feel free to, go on the website, or I'll have my information up at the end, if you want to reach out to me after today. So again, thank you for joining us. Um, First, I'll start off with a little bit of background information on the LEAP program. So LEAP stands for Learn, Earn, Achieve, Progress, and we are a grant-funded program through Baltimore County's Department of Economic and Workforce Development. CCBC's had the grant probably for about 9 years now, so I came in pretty early. As we were awarded the grant, so I've been here for the most part of it, and it's really developed and flourished over the past 8 years. So pretty much what that means, funding wise, is the county provides us with funding every year, and we use the funds they give us to cover all the student monetary needs for the training. So the tuition's covered, fees for the classes are covered, books. If they need any materials for the classes, they're covered. When they are finished classes and they're ready to do their certification, the any exam prep materials, study guides, practice exams, they're all covered. The final exams are covered. When students are going for employment, if their employer is asking for a background check or fingerprinting, especially if they're going into the medical field, we cover the cost of that as well. So everything's taken care of monetary wise from beginning to end in the program. And the focus of this grant is on education and employment. So we have someone that works with the students throughout the entirety of their stay in the program to help them with every step of the way, help them succeed. And then we have someone that will help them with employment at the end after they're certified. So we help them find employment in their certification area. All the trainings that we offer through LEAP, they are all CCBC non-credit certification trainings. So CCBC offers those. Most of the community colleges in Maryland offer these trainings as well. So you're taking the exact classes as any other student coming in as open enrollment would do. It's just through the LEAP program, there's a lot more support with case management and employment assistance, and everything's paid for. So it is a great opportunity for students to take advantage of if we offer a training you're interested in and if the student meets the eligibility requirements for the grant. And if your students are all currently Baltimore County High School students, there's no doubt in my mind that they will be eligible after they graduate. Okay, so here's the eligibility requirements. So students would need to be Baltimore County residents. US citizens are eligible to work in the US between 18 and 24. So once all the high school students have graduated and turned 18, they will be eligible. We really don't want students to be enrolled in post-secondary classes like other college level classes. Not to say that they can't be, but we don't ask for any proof of that. We just want to make sure that students aren't going to struggle if they're maybe taking on a full load of credit classes and they want to do a training through us as well. So it's really looked at on a student by student basis with the post secondary classes. If it's a student that knows what they're doing, they're on top of things, they don't feel like it's going to be overwhelming for them, then we'll definitely say, okay, this seems like you can go and do both things at the same time. So if it's someone that struggles, maybe gets overwhelmed, we might say, well, maybe you want to take a leap training maybe over the summer. So it's not interfering with, your other college classes. So that's a case by case basis. Um, and then students would also need to be a high school graduate or have their GED. Um, you do need to also score at a level on a reading and math basic skills assessment that I administer to all the students. We the students need to be basic skills deficient in one area or the other, either math or reading. So I do administer the test and grade them. Most students score where they need to in order to go forward with the program. And if students don't score exactly where they need to, we can have them come back and retest. We're allowed to have students come back and retest. Um, and then students also would need to be at a low income level. And again, if a student's right out of high school, they're not working 40 hours a week, making 15 or more dollars an hour. So I don't see income being an issue with students that are right out of high school. That's
I'm
more for
sorry.
our, go ahead.
I have a question. You
Yeah.
said about the test, they have to be deficient in math?
Basic skills deficient in either reading or math.
So what does that mean if he's autistic, but he still does well in school?
So it's all going to depend on that assessment. And it has its own scoring scale, and we kind of just have to go off of that and see where students score.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. So some of these other factors do help students. With enrollment in the program, but these are more for students who have been out of high school for a little while that are closer to that 24-year-old age range. And then we will kind of look at other factors, maybe if they're making a little bit more and they might be over income. So this slide wouldn't really apply to students that are right out of high school because you're going to already have that lower income, so you won't have to worry about looking at other avenues to see if we can meet those eligibility requirements. Okay. But definitely having, something like this, like if someone is pregnant or parenting, they have a disability, or if they're on SNAP or TCA, we will take that paperwork and we'll put it in their file just to have it in there in case there's any questions about anything with the income for our grant funder to take a look at. Okay, but these are not required. These are only if they applied to you. Okay. So how the program operates is the very first day of class, students will come to an orientation. We'll make sure they are can log into CCBC's account, their CCBC account, into our system, make sure our classes are loaded into there, and we'll do a full tutorial on how to use CCBC's online system. Okay, then we have students, every student coming into LEAP start with our prerequisite support classes before they get into their technical training program. So this is how our grant is set up. And the prerequisite courses really do have a lot of great life skills that really help students transition from high school into more of a college setting and into the workforce. We offer a career exploration class, which kind of goes over, maybe what are the students really interested in? So they'll go over kind of do an assessment. It's not a test, but it's just kind of like different questions to help figure out what their interests are. If they're unsure, but we still do it with everyone just to kind of to get that guideline. We do a life management skills, which helps students learn how to manage time management, manage their homeschool work-life balance. We do a financial literacy, which goes over the student's personal finances. So credit scores, checking accounts, savings accounts, loans, how to budget your money. Basic computer skills, making sure everyone's brushed up on all the computer applications. So most likely students will be using computers in some capacity in all of the trainings that we offer. We do career and employment readiness, which helps them to get prepared to get into the workforce, going over their resume, writing a resume, getting that ready to go out to employers. And academic success prepares students to get into their technical trainings with like study skills and tips for, how to take tests and how they learn, what's their learning style. So after students have completed these support classes, which by the way, these are all virtual classes, so students won't have to come to campus for the prerequisite support classes. They're about 6 weeks long, so they will all be virtual, okay? Then they'll start with one of the technical trainings, whichever one they're interested in. And that is right here on the other side of the slide, shows all the technical trainings that we have available for students to choose from. So I'll just go into a little bit of detail about those, just in case anyone's not familiar with them. We do offer the apartment maintenance technician, which touches on basic skills in HVAC, electrical, plumbing, appliance maintenance, and carpentry. So interior and exterior carpentry of buildings. This is a great training for someone that wants to get into a trade. So if you're not sure, maybe if you want to go into, an electrician job or a plumbing job, take this course. It's a great stepping stone to kind of get your foot wet in all these different areas and see which one you really enjoy more. After that, you could do an apprenticeship and be paid on the job and take your classes in the evening to become an electrician or a master plumber. The certified medical administrative assistant, that's the person who would basically be running the front desk in a medical office, scheduling patients, entering information into the electronic health record system, answering patient questions, pretty much running the medical office, whether you're in a doctor's office or you're in a hospital office setting. The nursing assistant would be the person that works under the supervision of an RN or an LPN. And the geriatric nursing assistant would be someone that works with the elderly, more in like a nursing home type setting. And every area of the hospital has CNAs from general surgery to emergency. So there's a lot of different areas you can work in as a nursing assistant. You could also work in a short-term recovery center, or a nursing home if you wanted to work with the elderly patients. Childcare provider prepares students to work at a senior staff level in a childcare center. So it could be a before or after care, early learning center, or you could open up a center in your home. Our dental assistant that would be the person that works with the dentist as they're performing their procedures. You'll be taking x-rays, preparing the patient, sterilizing the equipment. Our patient care technician is the next step up from a CNA, so it's more responsibilities than a CNA and and a bump in pay. Pharmacy techs, they're the people that work with the pharmacist. So filling prescriptions, answering customer questions, making sure the pharmacy is organized. And our phlebotomy tech, those are the people that are, for the most part, you'll be drawing blood and sending out samples to the labs to get tested. So typically through LEAP, it's a one training and that's all you can take. Per the requirements of the grant. So most of the time, the trainings you'll choose, students will only be able to take one training. There are two exceptions to that. So if you decide to go into the nursing field and you choose the nursing assistant, we can pay for the nursing assistant and we can also pay for you to go through the patient care technician. Because through the state of Maryland nursing boards, students would have to have their CNA license in order to go into PCT. So we can pay for two trainings if you take that path. Also, the prerequisite for our dental assistant is the medical administrative assistant. So again, you can choose to do the medical administrative assistant and then also go through the dental assistant training as well. So those are the only two exceptions to the pretty much choose your training and then it's a one and done deal. You definitely don't have to go through both. If you choose CNA or the CMAA, you can just do that if you don't want to go any further and you can get certified in that and that's perfectly fine. Or if you choose to go into the next training after that, that's fine as well. The prerequisite classes, those are a one and done deal as well. So you'll only take those once. So if you are taking the CNA track, you'll do the prerequisite courses, your CNA training, and then if you want to go into PCT, then you'll start PCT classes. Okay. Does anybody have any questions regarding the trainings? Okay.
There's a question in the
Mhm.
chat. It says, is the tech virtual or do we have to be in person?
So most of our trainings are in person because you're doing hands-on training in our labs. The only exception to that is the medical administrative assistant and the pharmacy technician and childcare. They are the medical administrative assistant and pharmacy tech, they are virtual classes with Zoom meetings. Childcare, you can choose to do virtual or in person. Okay.
And then I have a follow-up question to that. If they're in person, is there certain campuses that they're on?
Yes, so that depends on where the labs are for the trainings. So for our apartment maintenance tech, that is only offered at Dundalk. So that's the only campus that has the plumbing, electrical, HVAC labs. For the nursing assistant and phlebotomy and childcare, they are offered typically at Randallstown and Essex. Once in a while, we will hold them at Dundalk, but not too often. And then our dental assistant, the labs are in Dundalk or Randallstown. Okay.
Okay. There might be another question coming in.
question?
Somebody's
Okay.
typing, so I'm going to give them a quick second.
Okay.
Can I speak?
Yeah, you're free to speak.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt. Sorry.
That's okay.
Is HVAC, plumbing, and electric in CCBC on the campus?
Yes, it's on the Dundalk campus.
Okay. What about Catonsville? Is this like Baltimore Public Community College?
It's the Community College of Baltimore County. So we have 3 main campuses and 3 extension centers, but it's all considered the same college.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Another
someone else
question?
had their hand up. Feel free to unmute if you would like.
Okay, the question I have is this. My son, he is 20 and graduated last year from school. He's able to attend, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
The second question is my other son, he is 17, has not graduated, but doesn't want to continue with school. Can he
Okay.
attend?
So he would not be eligible until he was 18, first of all. So we would have to turn 18. he wouldn't be eligible for a technical training until he received his high school diploma. So if he does not want to finish traditionally through high school, we partner with the GED department at CCBC, and students don't receive a GED, they still receive a high school diploma. It will say that on the diploma, it doesn't say GED anymore. So they will have to finish their diploma through our GED department before they're eligible for a technical training.
That's what I'm getting at. I wanted to know if he can get his GED program or whatever
Yes,
diploma through that
yes,
program.
he can. Yes, he can.
And one last question: are the kids given a stipend to go to school, or the parent has to get them there? Is there a stipend for the kids to go, like bus fare, whatever?
So there's not a stipend, but we do offer MTA tokens at no cost to the students if they have to come onto campus. So yes, we do help with transportation.
That
And-
transportation question was a good one. And then I see Christopher has his hand up again, but one other question, just to clarify with the diploma. There's some students in Baltimore County who are working towards earning certificates instead of a diploma, so they would not qualify for LEAP in that case.
No, that's how our grant is written, unfortunately, and they do have to be high school graduates. We have to collect documentation and submit all that to our grant funder for them to approve the students.
Gotcha. And I know CCBC has other programs that are, designed for people who got certificates. I just, wanted to clarify that for the families
And
for myself.
yes, CCBC does have some other certificates that students can go through without a high school diploma, but then the problem can come in after that with employers. Some employers, they still want you to have that diploma, and that's the problem we were coming across. I think in the beginning, before I started with the training, they were allowing some students to come in and go through the trainings without their diploma. And then when we were trying to find employment for them, we were running into all kinds of issues because the employers were requiring them to have a high school diploma.
Christopher, did you want to ask another question? I see your hand.
Yes. If I graduate but I'm still 17, will I be eligible?
Not until you turn 18.
Okay.
I know, sorry.
And we have Mike has his hand up as well.
So the question is if he's 18
Mhm.
and he's still taking classes at school, but he's in CCRD, so he only goes to school for one class on A days and 2 classes on B days,
Mhm.
and he's on track to graduate. Is he allowed to take the prereqs now?
No, he has to, I have to have that diploma in order to
Okay.
enroll them.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Algernon Carter has a hand up. Unless, did he already ask his question?
Yeah.
Okay.
You did, okay. Okay. All right, so if we're good with this slide, we'll go on to the next. Okay, so this shows about our student services through LEAP. So after we have students come in and meet with me to start the beginning paperwork for the grant, and take that reading and math assessment, then I will turn their student file over to a case manager. We have 4 case managers right now in LEAP, and they pretty much kind of rotate out. When a new group starts, another case manager takes that group. So it'll be one of the 4 case managers we have that will be working with your students, and that will be their main point of contact through their entirety of the program. So from beginning to end, they have one person who is their go-to person who is going to work with them with every step as it comes up in the program. So once I turn the student file over to the case manager, they'll reach out to your students. They will set up a one-on-one meeting so you can kind of do like a meet and greet, get to know each other. They'll do a goal setting plan with you. They will do some academic planning, get you registered for all your classes. They'll go over all the resources they have to offer to students. Like if you're in need of transportation, that's when you'll talk to them about that, and we'll get you set up for receiving the bus tokens, the MTA tokens. Sometimes we have laptops to give to students through the grant. We don't always have them, but if we do have them, we will absolutely offer them to students who are in need of laptops. And they'll go over all the rest of the resources they have to offer. If whatever barriers you feel like you might be having in your personal life or school life, talk to them about it and they will assist you as best they can. Again, they are going to be your main point of contact through the program. So they'll be available through email, phone calls, texting. They will have updates weekly from all of the students' instructors. They check in with the students regularly. And every time you're getting to another step in the program, so you finished your prerequisite classes. Now it's time to register for your technical classes. They'll contact you, send you the paperwork so you can sign that, and we'll get you registered for that. Then it's time to set up your exam date. They'll help you register for the exam. So they're going to be working with you every step of the way. So you're not like, what do I do next? They're going to have, a guideline of everything and work with you from beginning to end.
Yes. This is actually, sorry to interrupt, one of my favorite parts of the program is the case management services, because most of our students have a case manager in high school and all throughout high school. And it's hard once they graduate to kind of, not have that safety net or somebody looking out for them. But this program, embeds those services within. So, yeah.
Yes. I mean, students are still expected to attend your classes on time. You'll get a full calendar and full schedule of your classes. So you're a college student, so you're expected to attend your classes on time, complete all your work, turn it in on time. But if something happens, you're sick, you miss school for a couple days, you might need some other assistance or tutoring in an area, that's what your case manager's there for. So they're going to contact you and make sure that, everything's going good that week. But if you need anything in between that time, you reach out to them. I'm having trouble in my classes. I might need to look into some tutoring. They'll connect you with that. I missed class for a couple days because I was sick or there was an emergency. Let your case manager know that so they can work with you and the instructor to get your makeup work in. So communication is key with your case manager because you do have to still complete 80% of your schooling in order to gain your certification, and that's college policy. So if anything happens, talk with your case manager. That's what they're there for, to advocate for you and assist you in any way they can. Okay. Then, after you are certified and you're ready for the employment portion, that's when you'll start working with our job developers. And we have two job developers in LEAP. You'll probably work with both of them for the job process at some point. And they're going to help you with your career planning. They're going to help you with your job search, completing the applications for the jobs. They are going to help you with your resume. So they will give you the tools and you will build your own resume, because we want it to be from you. We don't want somebody writing a resume for you. We want the resume to come from you, to be your words, so it reflects you. And then they'll look over it at the end and spruce it up, add some things, talk to you about what we might be able to change. So it's going to start with you and end with your job developer going over your resume with you. And then they'll go over interview skills, what questions you might be asked, how to answer those questions, what you should wear, what you should take with you. So they can do mock interviews with you to kind of get you fully prepared to go in there and take over at the interview. So your resume is going to get you the interview, but you're going to get the job during the interview. Okay. And there's also an optional paid internship that students can take advantage of if they would like to. we have so many community partners within the Baltimore area, different hospitals, doctors' offices, dentist offices, pharmacies in the hospitals, or we work with all the Walgreens in the Baltimore area. We work with a few apartment complexes for our maintenance techs. So we have partners in every training area. We would try to place students at a facility that's closest to their home or more convenient for them. And the internship will be 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the facility. You're paid through the LEAP grant, so you're paid through Baltimore County, not through the facility. But if they have openings, once you're finished your internship and you really like working there, they love to hire our students because our one job developer, Miss Alex Skidmore, she's been building relationships with these employers for years. So we have good relationships. Our students really enjoy working at the facilities and they love to hire our students if there's an opening. If there's not an opening or you go through the internship and you're like, that's not really for me, we'll help you find employment in a different facility that's more suited for you. Okay. Is there any questions about this slide? Okay, and then here is all of our my contact information and the next steps. So students can reach out to me directly. They can contact me on my office number, my cell number, email. You can scan the QR code, and that will take you to an intake form. You'll fill out the information, and it'll ask you what trainings you're interested in, and that will come directly to me. And then I'll reach out to you within a few days with a response. I'll read over your answers to the questions and what you're interested in, and I'll reach out to you with the appropriate response. So if your students are still in high school currently, they can definitely fill out that form now, and I will just hold it until it's closer to graduation and contact them, at that time when I can start to have them come in for enrollment. But if you have any other questions, you can take down my information, screenshot this, scan that QR code, and I can respond to your inquiries.
Can you just give, it says provide required documentation to
Yes.
verify eligibility. Can you give us some examples of what
Yes.
that would
So
be? Okay.
those eligibility requirements that I went over in the beginning. So for the basic eligibility requirements, you'll need to show a Maryland ID with a Baltimore County address, your high school diploma, a social security card, and a birth certificate. So those are the basic documentations that we need from every student.
Okay. And then we have another question because I think piggybacking on what you just said about how even if you're not graduated yet, go ahead and apply. I have somebody who asked the question, should only high school seniors apply now? I have a sophomore.
Sophomores a little ways out. You definitely can send me your information. I will keep it on our alert list. But I mean, it's definitely up to you if you want to do that now or not, or if you want to wait until they're a senior and you can contact us then.
Okay, and that
Yeah, I
Christopher,
was just gonna say, Christopher, which info are you looking for the documents?
I heard Social Security and Maryland ID. What was this for again?
That's
so
to show eligibility.
For eligibility?
Yes.
Okay.
so you
thank
said diploma, social security.
Birth certificate and ID.
If you're looking for that list, Cindy's putting it in the chat for you. And I would assume too, Julia, that when people go in to apply, that the list is in there for them to.
For the documents.
Yeah.
So that's not on the inquiry form, but
Oh,
once
okay.
I reach back out to them, then I provide them with that
Gotcha.
after I
Okay.
kind of vet them to see if they're eligible. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you would like to read up any more on the certifications that we offer, if you go to CCBC's website, which is ccbcmd.edu, and in the search at the top, you type in LEAP, it will take you to our webpage, and there are links that you can click on each of the certifications. It'll take you to that page to tell you more details about the training and what classes you'll take. I'll also go over that at the enrollment sessions when students come in to meet with me in person. I'll go into a lot more details about the trainings that they're interested in. But if you want to read about it beforehand, you're more than welcome to.
Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, I just saw a hand. Go ahead.
Could you repeat that? I was filling out the application. So could you repeat that about if they need to know more about the classes?
Oh, if you would like to read up on the trainings that we offer a little bit more, if you go to CCBC's website and you type in LEAP in the search bar, it will take you to our webpage, and there will be links that you can click on each one, and it will take you to that trainings page so you can read up on the training a little bit more detail and what classes you will be taking.
Jackie just put the link in the chat box. So if you look in the chat box right now, you'll be able to click on that link.
All right, I'm gonna take a look at it.
Okay, I think Tari had his hand up next.
Hello. I just was wondering, how does the apprenticeship program work? I know she was speaking earlier about apprenticeship.
Right.
I guess
So
after you're done.
that would be a step after LEAP. So if students were to go through the apartment maintenance tech program and they decided maybe I want to become a master plumber, so we would connect them at CCBC with the coordinators for the apprenticeship program for the plumbers union, and they would kind of take over from there. So it's kind of like a segue into that.
Oh, okay. It's like you would have to apply for the apprenticeship.
Yes, you'd still
program
have
when
to
you're done.
apply. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And now Christopher, I see your hand.
Yes, hi. I wanted to know if we could choose our campus or if we couldn't because of the way it's set up. Because I would like to go to CCBC because it's close to me. I wanted
Which
to know
campus is close to you?
in Canesville.
So unfortunately, we don't offer any trainings at the Catonsville campus. And I don't know really why. I guess it's because they don't have a lot of lab openings there. But you have to kind of go where the training is being held. It's off of room availability, it's off of instructor availability, and unfortunately, that stuff's kind of out of our hands. Because the technical areas, they're the ones that set up the technical courses. So there's technical areas at CCBC for like healthcare or maintenance or human services, and they set up those technical classes. So that's kind of out of our control to some point.
Okay. Do you know where the locations are for the HVAC and electrician?
That's only at Dundalk.
Only at Dundalk?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But you would be able to get tokens for public
Yes.
transportation there. So
Mhm.
that would, you wouldn't have to pay for transportation if you can
Right.
access. Yeah.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Okay, thanks. I see Tori's hand up, but it might be left over from the last question. I just want to double check.
Oh, yes. Thank you. That was from the last question. I'll
Okay.
take it then.
Any other questions? Okay, well, hopefully you have Julia's email. If you don't, maybe you want to take a picture of the slide that's up now, so you
Mhm.
have it. You can also feel free to reach out to your transition facilitator at whichever high school you attend or your student attends, and we will be able to connect you as well. Thank you all for coming tonight, and hopefully this program will work out for many of you. It's a great opportunity. And like I said at the beginning, lots of support, and
Lots of, yeah.
just can't say enough good things about it.
Mhm.
So thank you, Julia, for joining.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And if anybody thinks of any questions after tonight, just feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
All right, have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Hey, Cindy, before you go, I just have like something
Okay.
really quick I want to ask you.
All right, let me try. I'm trying to figure out how to stop this recording.
Oh,
And
you
I
didn't stop
can't.
it already? Oh, yeah, it's still going.
Okay, there, I got it.
You got it? Okay.